Hey everybody, welcome to the Morphin Grid. I'm Jake.
I'm Josh.
And today we're watching episode 59 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin Mutants. This is the penultimate episode of season 1. Are you hype?
Are you asking me or them?
I'm asking everybody.
I'm hype.
Are you hype?
I'm a little hype. I like Evil Ranger episodes, even though most of them are really bad at being bad Rangers.
Yeah, to be fair, the last time they were bad Rangers, they did start shooting at civilians, and Red Ranger went, no mercy, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then later on, there's the Psycho Rangers, and I think in between there's at least 4 or 5 kind of duds. If this is the one I'm thinking of, it's going to be goofy but not terrible. But it might not be the one I'm thinking of, because that might be a Z episode. I can't tell.
The one I'm thinking of is the one I think we watched already, where the Rangers are putties. It's Rangers behaving badly.
Yeah.
I don't know what the actual Power Rangers episode is.
The actual episode, I don't know either.
Bad reflection on you.
That was it.
But they, instead of the white gloves and boots, they're gray or black.
I don't
know if that was that one.
I don't know.
Or if that's this one.
Like I said, I have an idea, and we'll talk about it once we go watch the episode. Come back and figure it out, because I genuinely...
No, they don't... I think in the other one,
they
don't turn into Rangers. Yeah.
And then
I think that's this one, then.
Okay.
The off-color boots and gloves.
Maybe. We'll find out. Because if you're new here, what we do...
I think I know what episode this is.
Okay.
But we'll talk about it.
All right, yeah. So what we do is we pause the recording, go watch an episode of Power Rangers, come back, and we talk about it. And we're trying to keep it under 45 minutes. We're trying to hit 45. We're getting closer. And then we went a little bit back. But then maybe we can get back down. Who knows? Depends on the episode. So we're going to go do that. You can watch along with us if you got Netflix or the DVDs. I highly encourage it, just so you know what we're talking about. But I've heard that both are fine. Your choice. Your America, your choice.
What do you mean both are fine?
Watching with or not watching.
Oh, okay.
I've heard we are good enough. We describe accurately enough.
We go into sometimes excruciating detail.
We fixate on things. Yeah. So we're going to go watch the episode because
it's Morphin time! Hey, we're back. Jake has a mouthful of soda.
We just watched Mighty Morphin Mutants. I was surprised this time.
I waited just for that.
You clever devil. It aired May 16th, which is 7 days. It's a week. It's a week after the last one, which was May 9th. So in this time, they've probably missed 5 football practices and have been cut from the team.
He's got kicked from the team.
Before we get into the episode, you can find out whether or not we were right about certain guesses. Let me tell you where you can find us on the internet, all right? Cool. morphingrid.tumblr.com is our website. You can go there. You can look at posts. Not going to say anything else.
Old posts.
At the moment.
And that's it.
At the moment.
It's still the shoes.
At the moment. If you want to email us, you can do that at littleidiots.morphingrid@gmail.com. We are on Twitter at morphingrid. And then we're on Facebook, facebook.com/themorphingrid. And we're on iTunes. If you want to leave us a rating and review, that would be swell of you. So, anything to say before we start?
During the intro, and I was like, ooh, I think I just remembered what episode this is.
Were you wrong?
I was wrong.
You were correct
I was
earlier.
correct before that.
Yeah.
And then I thought, I'm pretty sure this is a real episode. That 5 punk kids move to town and Rita turns them into bad guys, or maybe Zed turns them into bad guys.
It's Zed, yeah.
Okay.
I thought that was the episode we were about to watch.
So did I, right at the end of
the
little intro there.
But then, no, you were right. It was
right
Putties.
the first time.
So we'll get to that. Start out with Tommy running through the halls, and it's important to note that Tommy is wearing white.
Is he?
His vest is white. It's a plaid, and the little thin stripes are green. But this is, I would categorize this as a white shirt.
Okay.
So
I'll buy that.
A portent of things to come. Who knows? Stay tuned.
I don't think it's intentional.
It might be, but who really knows? Who could tell?
They were going to put him in VR Troopers, right? And that was going to be like Jason David Frank's show.
Yeah,
but he was too popular as a Power Ranger.
Instead, they gave it to Brad Hawkins. I think his name is
Brad the Axel Hawkins.
That's not. It was Kurt Hawkins was a wrestler. I was like, is that just a wrestler's name? Yeah, they gave it to Brad Hawkins, and it did not last very long, even though I enjoyed it. But I also enjoyed Beetleborgs when I was a kid, so maybe I'll have to watch VR Troopers again.
I'll watch VR Troopers again. I don't remember a lot of it.
I remember the dog could talk, and his name was Jake. I remember the bad guy wasn't Dennis Hopper, but really wishes he was Dennis Hopper. And there was some weird VR stuff. That's all I remember. So he's late for Miss Appleby's class, Tommy, not Brad Hawkins or Dennis Hopper. And he bumps into Kimberly as he's at his locker. He's going to grab a notebook, but he forgot it at home, I guess.
No, this one is in his locker. He went to walk away, and he was like, oh, my notebook.
My notebook, right.
He opens his locker, grabs his notebook, and then walks away with his locker open. And Kimberly giggles to herself and closes it for him.
Right. So what was Kimberly wearing? Part 1. She's wearing a pink dress / shirt. It's a long shirt or a very short dress. Either way, she has purple like bike shorts under it and pink sneakers.
Duh.
I thought this was a dress because we only saw her from like the waist up for like a little bit. And then there's like a fight later, and I was like, oh, okay, it's just a long shirt. It's a shirt that is confused about itself. So Tommy goes to Miss Appleby's class. He sneaks in. She's like, nice of you to join us, Mr. Oliver. And he goes, sorry, I forgot to set my alarm. And so he sits down, and they're like, their assignment this week, and I don't know what class this is, because the assignment that she's about to give...
This is... Social studies.
Social studies? Like actual... This is sociology social studies? Not like what they called history in middle school social studies?
Right.
So the task is to ask your friends what are some qualities that you could work on, and then you have to try to fix that, right? Bulk and Skull are making fun of Tommy for being late, and then they're like, question, Miss Appleby, what if we're perfect? What if we're basically perfect? And she's like, I'm sure some of your classmates could help. And Tommy's like, if you guys ever get stuck, just let me know. I'll give you a hand. And then they're like, yeah, if you remember. There's a lot of good Bulk and Skull stuff. It's also during this scene that I like noticed the camera work is a lot more involved. It's like someone actually tried to make the show look good. I was like, put the camera there. We gotta go. Let's get this on the road.
I did not notice.
Well, I did.
Camera work is not a thing I will notice until somebody points it out to me.
Well, if you watch it again, you'll notice it's a very different looking episode than most of them. The director also directed the last episode. His name was Terrence something. I forget his last name because I only saw it for like a split second. But he also directed the last episode. And I didn't really notice anything there, so maybe he's just like, football, whatever, let's get through it. And then this one, he was like, all right, yeah, I can do some weird stuff with this one. So we jump up to the moon where Rita reveals her plan, which is to turn putties into mutant rangers using the dark badges.
Yes.
I think they were called dark badges. That'll work out. That'll be fine. Sure, nothing goes wrong there. There's some weird stuff, but this is one of her better plots.
Yeah.
There's a couple weird things that we'll get to in just a second. Cut down to the juice bar, and Tommy and Jason are sparring, and Tommy gets hit like twice. Jason's like, am I getting better or are you getting worse? He's like, oh, I just keep forgetting stuff.
He's all preoccupied with school.
Yeah, and you have a notoriously bad memory. This hit you where you live?
Yeah. Anybody who wants to know what it's like to hang out with me, I'm Tommy in this episode.
I don't think. I mean,
maybe not to that like comically
crazy
effect.
There have been points where it was like just like
really
things like rapidly forgetting things. But I mean, you're getting better. You're not like forgetting everything as it happens. So that's,
that's good.
That's good.
Haven't got there yet.
Someday. So
something to strive for, I guess.
So Tommy's been around since episode 17, right?
Yep.
How come he's never been forgetful before?
It's never been needed for the plot before.
Maybe he's been forgetful, it's just never been shown. This is just like it coming to a head.
Yeah.
I can buy that. So here's our first weird thing. After he spars, because he forgets his towel, so he's got to borrow Jason's.
Forgets his water bottle.
Forgets his water bottle, so he's got to borrow Jason's.
Asks Jason's for some water.
He's like, Jason, what are some things that I got to work on? Jason's like, you really want to know? He's like, yeah. He's like, you forget everything all the time today. And he's like, oh, you're right. And then so we kind of just cut to a little bit later, like 5 minutes later.
Because he's up at the juice bar,
He's up at the juice bar talking. He's got his towel now. It's his because it's green. He had to use Jason's red towel before.
They were like light blue. They were definitely not red.
Jason's
red? Towels were not red.
Maybe I didn't actually see it, and just like my memory was just
so
like,
that might be the same towel because they were kind of like a light teal.
So then he just took Jason's towel.
Jason left it with him.
All right,
because he left when he was like, "You forget things." He just like
tapped
walked
on the shoulder
away
and left. Yeah,
as Tommy exploded behind him.
So he goes up to the juice bar, or he's just there. We just cut to like a little bit later. It's not like jarring or anything. It actually worked really well.
Yeah, it's just a time skip.
It's just a little bit of time skip. Tommy's talking to Kimberly and Trini, and this is where I was like, this would be a really good show if it was on like the WB, and maybe didn't have any Power Ranger
or
stuff.
If it was on Nickelodeon,
or even if it was on Nickelodeon
in a summer camp setting.
No. Just take the Power Rangers out of it and put it on a network that's willing to let it get a little more
It's
mature.
a good teenage high school show.
Yeah, there's a lot of good teenage drama stuff. And this, okay, disclaimer, we're an all ages podcast, so if your babies are watching or are listening, maybe just plug their ears for the next minute or so. Trini.
Oh yeah, there's no good way to talk about this part.
There's no good way to say this. There's no way I can say it without just saying it. So Trini and Kimberly are like, yeah, you have been forgetful. You forgot your notebook. And then Trini does something really weird. Kim's like, we can help you remember things. And then Trini goes, yeah, we'll make it memorable.
And then shoots Kimberly
and then looks over at Trini. Trini is offering to have a threesome with Kimberly and Tommy. There is literally nothing else. There's no other context for the way she said it. Maybe it's just Twee Trang being like, I'm going to play a joke on you guys. And it's going to go out that way. And it just to throw them off, just to keep them off. But in the kayfabe of Power Rangers, Trini definitely was just like, we should all do it.
We should all hang out.
Winka, winka.
Parents are out of town. House to myself. What's a girl to do?
Got a
besides Kimberly and Tommy.
got a bottle of peach schnapps. It's like 15% alcohol. You drink a bottle and a half of that, and you get a little buzz off of it. I mean, well, they're children, essentially, so they probably get drunk as heck.
I might die.
You would probably die.
15% in a bottle and a half? I might die.
Like, you can... Maybe not you. The proverbial you. I can... And I don't drink a lot.
Right.
Not really at all in a while. But, like, I could just down a bottle of peach schnapps and be fine. Any kind of schnapps, except peppermint, because it's overpowering. And just be fine. Because it's not really that powerful. You can't even taste the alcohol in it, which is a little dangerous.
That is dangerous.
But yeah. So if you had babies or children listening, you can let them back in the room. So sorry about that.
Sorry about that, but we couldn't not mention it.
Yeah, like I've had to cut things because I couldn't think of the PG way to say things. So I just said it, and then Josh said the word that I was trying to get to, and then we just used that. There's no other way. I can't think.
It's It's very suggestive.
It's very suggestive, at the very least.
Just the way she looks at Kim, ugh.
It's her tone, and then it's that look where she is. Yeah. We're gonna move on. We'll
just talk about this all day.
We probably could. So we go to the beach where Goldar is teaching 6 putties how to be Power Rangers. There's like a training montage, and like he's like, "Good job, number 2. No, you're close, but not right, number 5." And then number 6 comes up.
Number 6.
Number 6 is the worst, and therefore my favorite of these putties. He is the doofiest goober.
He is such a doofy goober.
He's like, no, jump, then kick. Number 6, because they're holding like a ping pong paddle type thing that they're kicking.
Yeah, one of those like hand pads.
Yeah, and so number 6 kicks and then jumps, or like
and
kicks.
He's nowhere near the
he's
pad.
Nowhere
he just
near it.
Lands on his back.
There's one point
he flops around on the ground.
There's one point where like he misses, like they're sparring kind of, and he misses one of them, and literally just like bobbles around on the ground for a minute because he's just so doofy.
Yeah.
I love number 6, and I am sad to see him go in a minute when he gets burnt alive and returned into clay and sent back into a jar in Finster's office. Oh, R.I.P. in peace, number 6.
He's gonna turn number 6 into a pudgy pig.
He's the pudgy pig, the best one. I believe in number 6. So he's like, "Here are your Goldar," that is, as if you couldn't tell by the voice. "Here are your dark badges," and he's handing them coasters.
They're just clay coasters.
And so they put the coasters on their belt, and like they turn evil. And before they do that, they turn into evil Rangers. They have gray gloves, like you said, gray boots, gray belt. That's the only difference. And their weapons are different, and we'll get to that a little bit later because I have a thought about their weapons. But there's no Red Ranger because number 6 is gone.
He's died by accident.
Number 6 has died by accident. And I know why later there's no Red Ranger.
Right.
But as of right now, why not no Green Ranger?
Right.
Because it's a Tommy being forgetful episode. You'd think that like there would be no 6th Ranger to combat it, you know? Like
because the obvious thing is that one of them is going to end up being a monster, right?
Right.
So that works for a 6th Ranger of the team, and it works in a Tommy highlight episode where he has to fight the monster.
Instead, they don't.
But maybe they just couldn't think of a way to make the fight memory-based.
Well, the forgetfulness is not in the ZU footage, right? That I can tell.
No,
anyway.
Green Ranger just murders people in the ZU footage.
He just comes in and murks some people, but like... So, like, the plot has to, like, revolve around it. They have to make the plot fit. And I think they did a good job this episode.
Yeah.
But it just is a little weird that even the Jew Ranger footage, the ZU2 footage, has the evil Green Ranger in it. Because at first when they morph, it's American suits. So it's got the turtlenecks and the clips on the side of the helmet and the
very bad
terrible
dragon shield.
Blind grandma-made dragon shield.
Right, because Pink and Green attack Kimberly and Tommy.
In a minute, yeah.
In a minute. That's where we're headed.
That's where we're headed, yeah.
Okay.
So
we started talking about stuff ahead, and I forgot where we were.
Right, so we go back to the juice bar, where Kim and Tommy and Trini are presumably working out some details, I guess. And, I mean, if I were Tommy...
yeah.
If I were Trini or Kim, too, I mean... It's a good-looking group of people.
You want to go right now?
So...
I think I forget everything right now.
We should go before I forget this. That'd be terrible. They're talking about something, and then Bulk and Skull come in, making fun of Tommy, and then they're like, oh, too bad there's nothing for us to fix. And Trini's like, you don't think being rude and obnoxious is a problem? And they're like, we like the way we are.
I kind of really love how much Bulk and Skull love being Bulk and Skull.
Yeah, I love that. I'm really digging Mean Trini right now.
Right.
This is the Yellow Ranger that I'm writing.
Yeah.
Is like Because in the footage, she's a murderer. Even in regular fight scenes, she's a murderer.
Yeah.
She should also be a verbal murderer. Like, she should be like, oh, you're being a dink? Let me cut you into pieces with my words. Because I can't just beat you up to death right here. But I really like it. I wish this character trait would have appeared sooner, but I can understand them not wanting to make one the mean girl.
Right. Makes sense in a show that's basically be a good person.
Yeah. So Tommy's like, come on, Kim, let's get out of here. Bulk and Skull are leaving because Trini made them sad, so they had to leave. And so
where does Trini go?
Back to her house to get things ready.
She blew it. Bulk and Skull ruined it. They ruined it for Trini.
Well, they're not saying like right now.
No, you're right.
You know, it's daytime. You gotta her parents aren't leaving until tonight.
They might be at work right now, though.
But they're leaving for the weekend. You don't wait until that's gone, just to be sure. Look, we don't need to talk about this. This is the most adult episode we've ever had. It's still,
just a lot of real feelings that I have coming out. That's all.
Yes. Yeah. No. That's. You guys, come on. You guys get it. So speaking of you guys, we have an email.
Oh, we do.
Yeah. So
I haven't even checked numbers in like a week.
At the end of the show, we will read that email.
Sweet.
Tommy and Kim walking to the park. Putties attack because Rita's like, let's soften them up. So they send putties to attack them. Except it's just evil Tommy, like green putty.
Yep.
And evil Kimberly pink putty. And
it's mutant green and mutant pink.
Mutant green, mutant pink. That's a better way to say it. And they can't fight them. They can't because they know their moves before they do it. Evil Kimberly says it's like fighting a mirror or something like that. I don't know where that voice was.
It's a little almost Goldar.
A little bit. There's a fine line between Goldar and Stone Cold.
They were all like when they're doing the evil roll call later. We can talk about it when we get there, but I'm going to talk about it right now.
That's our show. We do what we want.
They all do like their best Goldar impression, except Billy, who's like, "I get to be a punk for a second."
Right? Yeah, they're all like gravelly, and Billy's just like, "I'm gonna beat the heck out of you,
punch you, nerd,
nerd." Make some noise. Tommy's wearing ninja shoes. It's something that
he's got kung fu shoes on.
I noticed, and by ninja shoes we mean.
I think I know why.
Because he was just sparring.
They just left the juice bar where he was sparring. I didn't put that together until right now.
I didn't put together until you said it. So they just didn't have time. He didn't feel like putting other shoes on. Ninja shoes / kung fu shoes / sparring shoes are just like the big toe is in a separate pocket, and then the rest are in there to give you greater control. I guess if you guys know what that's for, email us because.
I do not know.
I legit don't and am not going to look it up. Mutant Green and Mutant Pink leave because they just leave. I don't know what the reason.
They won the fight, I guess?
They showed them that, like, you can't win. Pink and Green out. Later, nerds. Jump up to the moon. Rita's so happy about it. She can't contain herself. Then we jump back down to the command center where all the Rangers have been summoned. And Kim and Tommy are like, we couldn't beat him. It was like fighting a mirror. So, yeah, all the stuff you would expect to happen.
Yeah.
And then Zordon's like, yes, Rita's finally used her badges of darkness. If you know about all of these evil things, maybe on like a Sunday,
call the Rangers in and be like, hey,
Rangers be like,
you guys should go find these badges of darkness.
You're doing OT this weekend. But here's a list of things that you can solve today when she's not expecting it. There's a evil mirror. There's a genie lamp somewhere.
She has a power coin.
She's got a power coin. She can make putties evil monsters, evil Power Rangers. There's some evil pumpkin seeds.
What if they just went up there and took the putty?
They just took the whole jar.
They just take her putty.
And then they put it in like a regular kiln. And they're like, oh, it's just regular, hard to play now.
Or like they bring it to the high school, and then like during art class, like 3D art or whatever, people like make stuff, and when they fire it, they turn into like crappy lopsided vase monsters.
Yeah, this vase has sinister plots, I can tell. Jason wonders why there's no Red Ranger. I think he's like, am I not good enough to be an evil putty? It's a little cute how he's like, why is there no Red Ranger, Zordon?
You're not telling me something?
And then Zordon's like, oh, it's because no, Jason, no, it's because there was no good leader.
Zordon wants to hug him, but he's just
a head, so he can't. Then we cut to like I guess tomorrow, because Kimberly will come up in a different outfit later. Yeah, and then so Billy made Tommy a thing that it helps him remember things, right? It's essentially Siri.
It's the reminders app on your iPhone.
It looks like a tiny yak back with a big old red flashing light bulb and a remote control car antenna on it.
Yeah.
Several questions. Number 1, how does it know what he has to do? Number 2, how does all that technology fit in this little tiny thing in 1994?
To answer both those questions, Billy made it.
Okay. I accept your terms. Because it's literally like a yak back.
It is.
But smaller.
Definitely a yak back.
And a yak back came about in like 96, maybe 94. I don't remember. But like I remember having one when I was like 6 or 7.
Right.
And it was bigger.
That's such a weird toy.
Right? Talk and then make it sound funny.
The original ones didn't even do that. You could record like 5 seconds and then play it back.
And that's it?
That's it.
Because mine,
maybe they had like a fast forward. I think it was just say and play were the 2 buttons.
Because the one I had you could make it deeper or higher, and then you could also play it in reverse.
Because I had a red one. I think the selling point was how cool they looked.
Yeah.
Because it was that clear colored plastic, and it was like shaped like a hand.
Yeah. It fit your palm.
And all the other kids had one.
It was essentially a Digivice.
Yeah.
It was a later model Digimon Digivice. But yeah, it was neat, but served no actual purpose. It was still bigger than this thing and could literally only say, you could record like 15 seconds on like the higher end models. Like, yeah. And so like the fact that this one knows when he needs to take out the garbage, knows that he has homework to do, and tells him when he has to do it, late, but still.
Well, it breaks.
Yeah, it breaks
a couple scenes from now.
So before we do what was Kimberly wearing, because we don't cut to them yet, but we cut back to Zordon, who has found that they made a crab monster off screen.
He's a crayfish.
He said
Alpha, I think, is like, it does crayfish. Zordon's like, oh crap, Alpha.
Oh crap, Alpha. Why did they make him off screen?
Maybe they only had fight footage of him.
That's probably right.
A lot of the ZU2 monsters are off screen, or if we see them get made, a different monster goes into the Monster-matic.
That's true. Yeah, it's old footage used, like repurposed. So this is the Red Ranger, ostensibly. It's the leader.
This is stupid.
It's stupid. Why a crayfish?
Because he's red.
Why didn't you just make a Red Ranger-shaped monster?
What if Finster carved Power Rangers out of putty and then sent them through the Monster-matic?
And cranked up the evil dial?
All the way.
Probably the same thing that happens in this episode.
But one of them wouldn't be a crayfish, right?
It would be better, because the crayfish is dumb. That's just...
Or if the other 5 were just putties turned into Rangers, but the leader was created as a monster.
That would be neat.
So it was a little bit more of a monstery Red Ranger.
That would be really neat.
Instead, he's a crayfish.
Yep.
Or crawfish.
They said crayfish.
Okay.
I wrote it down phonetically later. Because his name is Commander Crayfish, as we'll find out. Then we go back to the gang. And what was Kimberly wearing part 2? This is a weird one. No, this is not the weird one. This is a pretty good one.
This is a real good one.
She's got a pink lace vest on. She's got a pink floral skirt, leather boots, and a backwards pink hat.
She's rocking that hat.
Hashtag your girl. She crushed it. The next one is weird.
The next one's a little mommy.
It's a little
momish. I shouldn't say mommy.
Yeah, they had to like readjust. They're like, this one's a little too.
Cause she could be in Beetleborgs in the outfit she's in right now. Because it's such like a little kid, like little rascal style outfit.
Yeah. But like a good looking little rascal, like a 23-year-old little rascal.
Yeah.
Zordon alerts them about the new leader. He's like, they're on the beach. You got to stop them from destroying the beach or whatever. You know, a vague disturbance.
Just saying, how do you destroy a beach?
There's a disturbance. You have to deal with it.
He's gonna drop a bunch of trash on it.
Tommy forgot his notebook again at home, and Trini went through a bunch of work reorganizing it. When did she do that?
Overnight.
Oh, yeah. So
Tommy got beat up, right?
Right.
Went home. Kim went home. He was like, oh, I can't call Kim right now. He's sore. He's hurting.
Right.
So he calls Trini. And he was like, hey, I need help with that assignment. And Trini was already knocking at his door before he hung up the phone.
Lucky headcanon man.
I don't think I went to high school right.
I definitely didn't go to high school right. If this is,
I was thinking today too. I don't think I'm doing my 20s right either.
Yeah, no, I feel that way.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's a different subject for a different podcast for both of us.
Yeah.
So they morph. They go to fight the putties and Commander Crayfish. We get a really neat, I don't want to say neat, it's weird. There's a weird but not dumb putty morphing thing. There's like a morph screen, and then they morph. The Green Ranger isn't here. The Green Putty Ranger is not here
yet.
And I didn't know why at the time, and we find out in a minute, and so we'll get there. Tommy ran home, forgot his communicator in his locker. So then he finally gets back while they're fighting, as Zordon beeps him, conveniently enough, and they're like, you gotta go. They're getting beat up at the beach. So he teleports there. He teleports in, and the Commander Crayfish is like, oh, you think you're gonna even the odds, huh? Well, I got a surprise for you. And teleports in Evil Green Ranger, who has the Sword of Darkness.
But it's not. It can't be.
It can't be because it was destroyed.
It's just it's
also never
like
addressed.
Fake one.
I think it's like
they had it in ZU footage, right? They just had
Right.
it backstage, and they were like, "Oh, he's a bad Green Ranger. We should give him that sword."
It's a neat callback, and I think it's a like a visual cue.
I think that's all it is like just a nod.
Yeah, because it is never addressed. They're not like, you got the Sword of Darkness. Oh man, we're in trouble. They're like, oh, Power
You can't
Rangers.
have the Dragon Dagger because there's only one of those.
Because there's only one in existence. Also, they have a blaster. They have a power blaster that they blast the Rangers with. Zordon teleports him out of there, and then they're like,
this is weird.
Right? They go, we can't beat him. And they're like, it's okay. Alpha made you new weapons. And they hold out their hands, and they teleport in their weapons.
Like garbage-looking versions of them.
It's the
only
same
one.
ones.
The only one we actually see is the axe, and it's definitely different.
It's different, but it's not bad. It's just like American made. It's
like the dragon shield of power axes.
Yeah, it's not that bad, but yeah, it is. And they're like, these look the same, Alpha. And he's like, no, trust me, they're better.
Is this a placebo thing?
I'm confident it's a placebo. I think that's exactly what this is. Because it's identical. They're the same weapons. So they jump.
And all Alpha says is, I've made them better, you guys.
I made them better. These are real cool weapons. It's like you're trying to trick a baby. Like, you don't want this. You want this. See, this other thing.
But it's you don't want this, and then you pass it to your other hand behind your back. You want this.
Want this. And the baby's like, I don't have object permanence. Where did that come from? You're a wizard. Get out of my house, wizard.
And you just cover your face, and baby thinks
and
you're
they're like,
gone.
where did you go, wizard? And they forget about you because they don't have object permanence. So they go back. The mutants have weapons, right? They had to make a power blaster somehow, so they have weapons. These weapons are the weapons that the U-Rangers use when they're not morphed, because their weapons morph with them.
Really?
Yeah, I think we did get there.
We might have.
But it was like...
It's been a while since I watched
like,
any of that.
About a year?
Yeah.
So once I get a DVD player...
A little less than a year, because Wizard World was later.
It was November, yeah. So it was like late November, early December that we were watching it, and then stopped. It's at my house because I'm like, yeah, let me borrow it, and it doesn't work in my computer.
They're not
legitimate
probably
copies.
Like legit.
They did work in a Blu-ray player, so once I get one,
did they? That might work in my PS3 too.
I think they did. I think that's how we watched it. But
they don't work in your computer.
No, they don't.
Womp womp
womp womp. Anyway, moving right along. So, yeah, we did. I think we did get there, but it's been so long that like. I'm not sure if we did, and I'm just remembering pictures that I saw.
Right. Well, now that you mention it.
Because they're like really they're basic versions of the things. They look different. These ones are like painted black. They're not like the same weapon. Actually, the bow might be still white. I don't know. But like it's a neat callback. It's a neat visual thing, and it's nothing like we would notice because like as a kid because they look like evil weapons, but it's actually part of the mythology.
Even now, we wouldn't notice it if we didn't watch Zyuranger.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So, but it's a neat little like mythology gag that I like. So the Power Rangers make a power blaster, and so do the the Mutant Rangers. And I thought the Dragon Dagger was on.
No, it's Crayfish's.
It's just
sword.
Crayfish's sword because I realized that immediately, but I was like, what? Oh no, never mind. They shoot at each other.
We skipped over Tommy coming in, didn't we?
No, we talked about it.
We did?
Sword of Darkness.
Well, we didn't talk about Tommy not being there right away because he forgot his communicator in his locker.
No, we talked about that.
We did?
Yeah.
I'm not doing this on purpose.
I'm keeping this in the episode to illustrate the point. I swear to God that we did.
I believe you, and we'll just keep moving.
So...
That couldn't happen at a better time, I guess.
No, I guess not. So
you can't write this.
Then they blast each other with their power blasters, and I guess the only ones killed are the pink and yellow mutants.
They blast the blasters at each other,
right?
And the Power Rangers one just whomps the other one.
Well, it's because it's real. It's the real one.
But like just a little struggle in the middle for a second would have been cool. But instead, it's just like. And then pink and yellow never come back.
Nah, Power Rangers. Because they grow.
This is like a pretty decent time to choose to grow them,
right?
Because she just lost 2.
Yeah, she lost 2. She's like, well, I'm down, so let's make them giant. And then it's 4 on 1
or 4
on 2. So it's 2 on 1 essentially. Is after this. The bad guys grow. They get in their Zords. Tommy summons Dragon Zord. And this is the first time the footage matched the Dragon Dagger summon sound ever. Even this is ZU2. This is the second to last ZU2. In the rest of the ZU2 stuff, I was like, maybe they'll do it in this one. They haven't. This is the first time they do it.
Before they just took old footage of him playing the flute.
Oh, maybe.
Because it's just a close up of his head.
Yeah.
Maybe his bust at most.
I want to hear what the dragon. The Zyuranger Dragon theme is.
It's similar, but,
is it?
But a little different.
But legally distinct?
Yeah.
Yeah, girls can't grow, because this is what I noticed. I was like, oh, something is missing here. So I guess they were just vaporized in the blast.
Well, it does show them after the blast just stomps the bad blast into the dirt. Like, it shows pink and yellow kind of like fly.
Oh, so maybe
off.
it actually did.
So I think they just got destroyed by the power blast.
It just destroyed them. Well, that's weird. That's it's neat. I mean, it's a little obvious. It's like, oh, the girls are weaker and they died. I don't know if that was the intention, but it's kind of what it comes off as.
Yeah.
But we can't do anything about it now. It's
over.
It's been 20 years, so we just have to learn and grow. Tommy does the command like twice. And I was like, oh, are we getting finger missiles?
It's good tail whip.
Nope. He specifically says use your tail whip. So he commands.
He doesn't even use the drill on the end of his tail.
He
doesn't use any of his cool stuff.
He tail whips so hard.
Doesn't he have like some kind of thing in his mouth too, like a fire breath?
I think he has like a barrel in his mouth that shoots fire or more bullets or a laser.
All he ever does is throw his tail around.
Yeah. This one is a cool one though, because this is like strong style.
Right.
Like he whips around hard and like beans the guy with it.
Dragon Zord is just very underappreciated.
Yeah,
and underutilized.
Exactly. There's a lot more cool stuff they could be doing that they aren't. He's Cesaro. Dragon Zord is Cesaro.
He is any number of people on that roster.
That is true. I wrote down Pyroblast. And I don't know why. The bad guys say something about Pyroblast.
I think they blast them with one right before Jason's
with the shield, right? There's
a
blast, and he says Pyroblast, even though it's a green laser thing. If Tommy is connected to any element, it's lightning. First of all,
right?
Not
specifically green lightning.
Green lightning. This is not fire at all. Try again, guys. But then they just so.
Then a real goofy thing happened.
Before the blast, the real goofy things happened. I jumped it in my notes, but yes, the green, the black, and the blue mutants pick up the crayfish
on his shoulders
in like a throne position,
and Billy freaks out because now he's out of the range of their blast.
He's too high. We'll never get him. Blast. First of all, what blast?
Megazord swipes a sword and kills things. Like he doesn't shoot anything. Dragon Zord does, but I don't even know if he has that power anymore. It's
Probably
been so
not.
long.
Well, last episode they had the Z blast, but they're not together, so they can't.
Right.
They can't use it. But he's too high in the air. We'll never get him, and he can just shoot us. We're sitting ducks. Oh no, we're gonna die! Somebody do something!
Just punch him.
And then they literally just go, "Let's get Ultrazord."
Well, first they
blast him.
They throw back to the football episode and run into each other for a minute.
Right.
And then Jason's just like, "Nah, just give us Ultrazord."
So on the surface, they're like, "You're gonna blast him." I thought you can't blast him, but then you remember Ultrazord is 500 guns. All firing in
it's
a
Brachiosaurus
circle.
Made out of guns.
Made entirely out of guns. So I think they're going to make him mush. And then they did. We jump up to Rita. Oh, God. I forgot about this. So remember how I have you guys put stuff in your pocket? I'm going to have to ask you to put this in your pocket and save it for next episode.
Oh, you're going to forget that.
Okay. No, I'm not. Rita says... She's like, "Oh, I'm so disappointed. That's it. No more seafood." Just put that in your pocket.
Rita, you stupid.
Astute listeners have already figured out why this is problematic. Jump back down to Earth, and we're gonna do What Was Kimberly Wearing Part 3 because this is a very mom-esque outfit. She's got a pink long sleeve shirt on, jeans. Ostensibly shoes, but I didn't see them. And a super long, Afghan vest.
Yeah.
Thing. It's like a trench coat without sleeves. Made of an Afghan.
But also, knitted.
Knit, yeah, crocheted. Was this a thing? Did people wear this? My sister was a teenage girl in the 90s. I will give her a call and be like, I need to ask you some questions.
Just show her a picture of Kimberly. Would you wear that?
Did you ever wear anything like this? She'd be like, I don't know. That was so long ago. Why are you asking me this? I don't know.
Don't worry about it. It's not about Power Rangers.
It's not about Power Rangers. Don't worry about it.
Good talking to you. Bye.
Bye. So we're in school, obviously, because we see Kimberly. Bulk and Skull show up, and they're in three-piece suits.
Did we mention that Kimberly said that she wanted them to be gentlemen just once?
No, we didn't. That was before.
That's very important to what's happening
That
right
is
now.
very important. I apologize for that. It was when Trini was like...
When Trini was... That's why we skipped over it, because Trini was beating him down with her words.
Hogging the scene, yeah. Kim's like, would it kill you guys to be gentlemen for one day? So then, fast forward to the end of the episode. They are dressed as gentlemen. Bulk has a little
bit my favorite.
Bulk has a little bit of a goatee. It's not a goatee so much as it's like a spike of hair down his chin. I'm pretty sure Skull has a monocle.
He has a little thin
waiter
mustache too.
There's a lot of cool stuff here because these guys love having fun. You can always tell when Bulk and Skull are having fun, when National Treasure Jason Narvi and Paul Schreier are having fun. This is definitely one of those times.
I do want to point out too that Bulk also has leather cuffs and gloves on.
Oh, that's amazing. That is awesome. That's dedication to character. So they're like, "Oh, Miss Appleby, we have a present for you. A little lovely day. We have a gift." And she's like, "Oh, such gentlemen, why don't you open it? I just had my nails done." And they go, "Oh, we couldn't possibly rob you of the shock and joy of opening a gift. No, you just open it. It's going to be fine." And then Tommy goes, "Yeah, guys, why don't you open it?" And Skull has the line of the episode. He goes,
so good.
He goes, "Shut up, dweeb," in like the highfalutin
But he
accent.
also laughs. He's like, "Oh," at the end. "Shut up, dweeb."
It is so good. It is so good. If we're gonna get this every 59 episodes, it's gonna be worth it. But also, I would watch the show.
There's a good stretch where Jason Narvi is on point for quite a few episodes in a row.
All of Zeo, he is. There is an episode. We're not gonna talk about it because it's my favorite episode of Zeo. And I don't want to spoil anything about it. There's one episode where Narvi brings it so hard. It is astonishing. And like it makes you wonder how he's not like
that guy is now a doctor of Shakespearean acting.
Yeah, like of theater, and he teaches it at Concordia University in Chicago. So if you're thinking about going into you
can learn from Skull,
from Eugene Skullovich himself. Then email us.
Tell us how much it costs. I'm kind of in. If I
no, I'm not. I'm not gonna do that. You can email Josh. Email the same. It'll just be for Josh. But if you do this, set us up an interview. Be a bro.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah. So they're like it. It's amazing, and then they finally open it, and like okay, they know it's a trap. They know they made this. They made the present that's booby-trapped. Why didn't they open it downwards and then run away? Like, instead,
that wouldn't have been so hilarious.
They open it and, like, 11 silly string canisters go off and spray them, and they're trying to get away from it, and they run away. And then Miss Appleby's like, "Oh, looks like some of us never change." And then Tommy...
While they're being sprayed... Jason Frank, this guy is Jason Frank.
Yes. He's not Jason David Frank quite yet.
Is definitely laughing his hardest.
Yeah, like Tony Atlas.
Because it shows his face and he's just like,
like his mouth and eyes are all the way open. It's
what does laughing look like? It's terrifying like this.
It scares me a little. Yeah, and then we had the episode. Final thoughts on Mighty Morphin Mutants.
We didn't mention in the park when Pink and Green attack that Kimberly asked Tommy, "Should we morph?" And he's like, "No."
We didn't. I forgot about that. That's because
there's no footage of Pink and Green fighting Mutant Pink and Mutant Green.
Right, and they didn't want them to have two suit. I think a lot of it was like they didn't want two suit actors.
They only had the one dragon shield.
Right, probably yes, and it also kind of goes with the rules like don't escalate it unless they do. Even though like Rangers are escalated from putties, so like you can morph. Like just don't call your sword on them, right?
Right.
Like, but whatever. Minor complaint. I liked it.
Now that I think about it, though. Is there any footage yet of American morphed Power Rangers fighting?
Yes. It's morphed Tommy fighting Goldar.
Okay.
And that's actually Jason David Frank in the suit. He's the only person to be the Ranger in the suit in a fight scene.
Right. I have read that.
Yeah. So if we did end up cutting it, Calvin, we're gonna read your email in a bonus episode. If we didn't cut it, I hope you enjoyed that little segment. If we did, again, look for it soon when we're on the break. That's going to do it for us for today, though. morphingrid.tumblr.com is our website. You can email us at littleidiots.morphingrid@gmail.com. We're on Twitter at morphingrid. We're on Facebook at facebook.com/themorphingrid. We're on iTunes. If you want to leave us a rating review, that'd be great. We're going to see you this Friday for the final episode of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Season 1. And the last episode of the Morphin Grid for a month. Not forever, just a month. And you're still going to get new content. You're still going to get some bonus episodes to tide you over.
Please don't leave.
Don't stop. Don't unsubscribe. Please don't. We need this. We need you. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm very excited to see how regular of an episode next episode is. Because it is like pretty. There's one thing.
I think they had the formula laid out and just wrote that as an episode.
And they did the episode. And they're like, oh, that's it. That's the end. We already sent it to Fox. Oh no,
it's not a cliffhanger or anything.
It's not even. It's not even like a wrap up. It's not. It's literally just another episode.
Also, in this last episode, no mention of Tommy's powers being limited.
Nope. They're like, Tommy, you gotta help him.
Go get him.
Get on that.
And he's like, yeah, no problem.
He's like, all right, cha. All right. Thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed. We're going to see you this Friday for the final episode, the finale of Season 1 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. But until then, may the power protect you. Let me pull my notes up because I closed them.
You're a smart guy.
I'm a smart guy. Smart guy. I don't know any of the other words except for yo brother is smart.